We're going to be hiking past this mountain, Brennisteinsalda. It is a volcano and it's the most colorful mountain in Iceland because of all the minerals that you can see. And there's a canyon over there, which is like surreal, beautiful. I think it's one of the most beautiful places. This is me, Saga. I'm a local here, born and raised in Iceland, just turned 33, and I am a founder and CEO of Viking Women. I formed this company, this travel agency, a little bit more than a year ago. Before that, I've been working as a certified guide, a trekking guide, glacier guide, driver guide, wilderness first responder since 2014. So I have had a lot of experience here in Iceland and I've been all over. I'm also a big nature kid since I was in the Scouts when I was 6 years old. I have always been enjoying myself in the outdoors. I love hiking. I love the mountains. They are my happy place. Like I wrote over there, that's when my body and soul is at ease. And I also love showing people my beautiful home. I get some oomph out of just seeing people's faces when I take them to my beautiful backyard. So today or tonight, I'm going to go a little bit about the diversity of the Icelandic terrain, because Iceland is quite known for being diverse and also having a lot of contrast in the terrain. We're also going to go over, what it's like to hike in Iceland and hike the several iconic trails, what to expect on the tour, and a bit of logistics. And I will try my best to answer all of your questions. A little bit about Iceland. Iceland is this island over there with this circle around. It is the 18th largest island in the world. And it is located on the tectonic plates, on the Arctic Circle as well. There's a little island in the north of Iceland that lies on the Arctic Circle, so we can say we're lie on the Arctic. It is 103 square kilometers in size, a little bit the same size as the state of Ohio in the United States. And in Iceland, there are about 370,000 people that live there. Iceland is around 18 million years old, so it's not quite old. It's like on its teenage stage and was officially founded in 874. We Icelanders have been here for a very long time. Iceland is, of course, often referred to as the land of fire and ice. If you didn't know, Iceland is a very volcanic island. It has around 200 volcanoes, actually 30 volcanic active systems, about 200 volcanoes in total. And Iceland contains most chunk of volcanoes out of the world. I think the entire planet of ours has like 1,100 volcanoes, but we here in Iceland on this little island have like 200 of them. So we have a lot of chunk of it. We have volcanic eruptions every 3 to 5 years. This photo is actually from the last eruption that we had in Geldingadalur. This is me admiring the lava flowing down. This was an eruption that ended up being active for 6 months, and it was an amazing time to be in Iceland. And of course, a lot of people flocked all over to witness this remarkable thing. Like I said, it's very volcanic because of the situation of the island. It lies on the mid-Atlantic ridge, and also one of the metal plumes from the core of the earth also connects to Iceland. So that's why it's very, very hot and volcanic island. But it's also cold. We have glaciers. About 11% of Iceland is covered by glaciers. And this beautiful photo I took when I was visiting an ice cave underneath Vatnajökull Glacier. We have a massive glacier called Vatnajökull, and it is the biggest glacier in Europe. It is even bigger if you combine all the other glaciers of Europe together. Vatnajökull is way bigger because of these glaciers, and so often the glaciers are covering volcanoes. It has this big impact of creating this dramatic, unique, otherworldly, alien landscape that Iceland is. And also glaciers, they melt, so we have a lot of fresh, nice drinking water straight from the glacial springs. Iceland is super colorful as well, especially in summertime, which you guys will be visiting Iceland. This one photo is a very good example of all the moss that covers the lava fields that we have in Iceland. We have over 600 different species of moss. Just a little heads up, when visiting Iceland, don't step much on the moss and never ever tear a moss from the ground because it's very fragile. It takes the moss a very long time to grow. And like my mom used to say, never tear up the moss. It's like a blanket for the island. It keeps the country warm. But just so you guys have a little bit of an idea of the contrast, we have lava fields covered in moss like this, and then we have black sand beaches all over Iceland because of, volcanoes. And we also live by the coast of Iceland, we Icelanders, because firstly, we rely on fishing, and secondly, the highlands of Iceland is just uninhabited during 7 months of the year. So the highlands are basically, they open up like a flower in summertime. And that's basically where most of our trip takes place, in the highlands of Iceland. Here you see a nice little map of Iceland. It's a beautiful little island. And the highlands are basically everything in the middle, like inside of Iceland. And then we have the coast, of course. Next photo is gonna give you a nice idea of the Laugavegur Trail. So the Laugavegur Trail is like a bit more like a half of the trip, and you can see where it's located here. It's located at Fjallabak, which means mountain back, and it's a nature reserve in the highlands there. But the next photo is basically going to show you everything else that we're also going to do. So it's more than just the Laugavegur hike. It's just way, way more. You are going to be visiting the famous Golden Circle. You're going to go to the south coast. There's the Blue Lagoon. You're going to see scenic green lava walk, and you have canyons, volcanoes, glaciers, black sand beaches, endless of waterfalls. And so this is the idea. I just wanted to pack the best of Iceland, like must see, must visit the most beautiful things of Iceland in one trip. It's going to be epic, and it's going to be super, super nice. Let's start now by going a little bit over the itinerary, like day by day, so you guys can have a little bit of an overview of how our days look like and what we're about to do. And I'm not going to go into full details. I always go into details more once I'm with the group every evening. But now I'm basically going to be showing you these amazing photos of what this trip contains. And day number 1 starts with, we depart Reykjavik. Everybody pack up your luggage, and we put them in the bus. We drive together on the bus that I own, and we visit the Golden Circle first. The Golden Circle is this very famous and popular route, which consists of 3 major sightseeing points. It's the National Park Þingvellir, where you basically see the tectonic plates above sea level. You cannot do that anywhere else in the world. And it's also a very great place when it comes to our history, because it's where the Vikings formed the first parliament. So we visit the National Park Þingvellir, the oldest national park of Iceland. Then we go to Glacier area, where we see this one, the spouting hot spring Strokkur, naturally erupt from the ground every 5 minutes. And then we visit this waterfall, Gullfoss. So it's a national park, spouting hot spring, and it's a waterfall. So we're going to visit all these 3 major sites. After that, we go and relax in the secret lagoon. Iceland has a lot of heat and a lot of water, and we also have a lot of hot water, and it comes naturally from the ground everywhere. For centuries, we have enjoyed bathing and warming up in all these pools. Secret Lagoon is one of the oldest swimming pools in Iceland. It's where Icelanders learned to swim back in the old days. And now it's just a really nice area where you can relax, have a little drink if you want to in the pool, and just enjoy the surroundings and enjoy the natural hot water there. So we're gonna end the day there. After that, we go to a town called Hella, where we get signed into our rooms at a hotel, have some dinner, and then get rest for the next day. The next day is day number 2, and that's where we go on the Highland bus, and we go to this area. We go to Landmannalaugar, the people's pool, or like the land of the man's pool. It is an amazing area. It is the starting point of the Laugavegur hike, but what we're going to be doing in this trip is that we're not going to start hiking the Laugavegur right away over there. So in this trip, we are going to actually settle in the huts over there. You can see the huts are down there, right by the lava field. And we are going to do a little hike in the area of Landmannalaugar. Landmannalaugar has a lot of hiking options, a lot of routes, and we're going to do a little hike in this area before we have dinner, and then we can go and take a bath in the natural hot pool called the People's Pool. By the way, a little story. I've been often in Landmannalaugar, and I had a group with me. We were there in August. We've been doing hiking in the day, and then in the evening after dinner, me and a few other people from the group went to this pool, and we were just relaxing. We had some beers, we were chatting. It was getting close to like 11 in the evening, and it was getting darker, and all of a sudden these amazing northern lights just appeared appeared above us. And it was the 20th something of August. And I've never experienced Northern Lights so early in the season. But this is because we were so far from lights and cities and towns, far from any light pollution. We were in the highlands. We were able to see the Northern Lights there. And I know for a fact that the Wardens that stay there in the summertime, the earliest the Wardens have seen the Northern Lights is actually 15th of August. And mind you that our trip starts on the 19th. So there is a possibility of seeing Northern Lights while doing the Laugavegur hike. Anyway, it was a beautiful moment, and hopefully it will be another moment like this. Next day, day number 3, we strap on our day pack, put our luggage in the transportation, after breakfast, we make lunch for the day, and we start the actual Laugavegur hike. So what we're going to be doing now on that day, we're going to be going from Landmannalaugar, and we're going to go all the way to Álftavatn. And Álftavatn means Swan Lake, the lake of the swans. It is a 24-kilometer long hike, and we're going to do it in one day. I really like this little picture that one of the Wardens draw. It basically shows you the Laugavegur Trail. It shows you the length over here. It's like 55, 56 kilometers long, and also show you the elevation gain. We start in Landmannalaugar. We're gonna go all the way to the first hut, Hrafntinnusker. We have finished 12 kilometers. We're gonna have a little break here, use the bathrooms, fill up our water bottles, have a little snack, and then continue another 12 kilometers. And then we start to descend all the way down to Álftavatn. So this is first day. Then the second day is Álftavatn Emstrur. It's like 15 kilometers. And then it's Emstrur Þórsmörk, which is 16 kilometers. So we're going to do Laugavegur Trail in 3 days. Laugavegur Trail is usually done in 3 to 4 days. Some people like to do it in 4 days, and then they stay in this one, Hrafntinnusker. Me personally, because I'm a hiking guide, I've been hiking all my life. I like to hike long ways. I actually love doing it in 3 days. And because we're doing it in 3 days, we have the option of exploring a little bit Landmannalaugar before and also go into the pool in the evening. So we're starting the Laugavegur Trail, and I'm going to be showing you all the beautiful photos that you're going to drool over and be like, oh my God, I have to be there, because the pictures don't even do the justice of this trail. Also, by the way, I've done Laugavegur hike 20 times. And I still can't get enough of this hike. Of course, we start by hiking through Landmannalaugar, this rhyolite mountains that you have all around you. It is amazing. It's beautiful. We might see some sheep gazing in the grass. We're going to be walking or hiking past this mountain, Brennisteinsalda. It is a volcano, and it's the most colorful mountain in Iceland because of all the minerals that you can see. Endless of colors, and it's beautiful. The first 12 kilometers are a bit uphill, so it's going to be up and up, but it's not a marathon. We're not racing anybody. I love to stop and take photos and give people the joy and the opportunity to see the view and take it all in, of course. That's why you are going to be there. This is the first hut, Hrafntinnusker, black obsidian field, because there's a lot of black obsidian rocks that you can find there. Beautiful dark black rocks that was actually used to make knives. They're really sharp. They're used for like making tools. We are not going to stay the night there, like I mentioned. We are going to stop in this hut over there and have some drinks, fill up our water bottles, and use the bathroom before we continue. And we're basically going to be going, continue over there. Bear in mind, this photo is taken in June. Our trip is in late August. So usually we don't have much snow in August. Another good photo. We have a lot of snow bridges during that time, but you never know how the weather is going to be, how this summer is going to be. It's always changing. We might have snow in August. It just depends on how warm the summer is going to be. Then we are starting to see the finish line on day number 1. We are hiking down Jökultungur. We're descending quite a bit. And this is a place where I really like to just stop and just order people, no phones, no cameras, just enjoy the beauty of this view, because it's amazing. It's like a very picturesque, photogenic view. This is also a site that you're going to see. A fun fact about the Highlands, you have almost telephone service the entire way, if you like, but you also have a bar in the middle of nowhere. This is something that greets you when we arrive to Álftavatn. We, of course, get settled in the huts, cook dinner, and if you want, you can check out the bar over there. Sometimes there's a guitar laying around and somebody's like jamming on the guitar while people are cheering, and it's a lot of fun. This video is just nice because you are going to be in Iceland during the summertime. It's late August. It does get dark, but it gets dark quite late. So this video is taking in, I think it's July or something, late July. and it's close to midnight. And this is basically how it is. So just be prepared. It doesn't get dark until very, very late. Okay, so next day we hike from Álftavá to Emstrur. We're starting to see a bit more vegetation around us. As you can see here, it's more green scenery. We might see some horses on the way on this particular day. There are many horse groups that come and ride the highlands. Also, this day is really nice because it's mostly flat. The day before, we were like going up above, up and down, and then down. But this one is really nice because then a flat day takes part and you can kind of relax in a way. But there are going to be 2 rivers that we have to cross. We are going to be not only walking quite flat, but it's all like quite black sand area, which is really, really cool. And then you have these toxic green mountains all over, and it's a really nice day and really picturesque. We're going to be in Katla Geopark. Katla is one of our craziest popular volcanoes, and Katla had a big impact on creating all of these surroundings. This is a picture of one of my secret picnic stops. I have like my favorite picnic stops for each day, and this one is really nice. It's by a river called Emstrá. As you can see here, it's a bridge. So there are going to be some areas where we have to cross a bridge to go over a river. Sometimes it's by foot, sometimes it is a bridge. Basically, the day is like this, kind of going flat, forward, straight, in between mountains until we reach the huts. And the same drill, you get settled in the hut, we make dinner. But on this day, I usually offer like an optional hike. It is a beautiful hike where we go from the huts, and after like maybe 20-30 minutes of a walk, you will see an amazing canyon called Markarfljótsgljúfur. There's a big river called Markarfljót, and there's a canyon over there which is like surreal beautiful. And I decided not to have a photo of that canyon because it is a little surprise. And you just have to sign up and come on this trip to be able to visit this one. Yeah, so there's like an hour optional hike in the evening to check out the canyon. And often I've been there, the sun is like setting and it's like amazing light. The canyon is huge and you can see like little troll faces in the mountains, some sheep in the distance. Also, it's nice for me because I can show the group like what the rest of the trail looks like, because we can basically see to Þórsmörk and more. So I really love that optional hike. The last day of Laugavegur Trail, we get ready like every day. We're going to Þórsmörk on this particular day. It's not as flat as the day before. We are going to be going up and down, up and down. So there's going to be some hills. You are going to notice more flowers and plants and trees are greeting us closer and closer to Þórsmörk we go. For example, this plant is called Angelica. And you see a lot of this one. It's used for medicine. So you can like chew on that one if you want to like quit smoking and get healthier. You can see here in the distance, here's a glacial outlet. There's a glacial outlet coming from a main glacier, Mýrdalsjökull, the 4th biggest glacier in Iceland. Mýrdalsjökull and Eyjafjallajökull are like kind of surrounding Þórsmörk. Happy hikers, happy faces. This is one area where we cross a bridge. This bridge actually over here got torn by a massive increase in volume of water when there was a volcano erupting under a glacier. Getting closer and closer to Þórsmörk, as you can see, there's more trees greeting us now. And this is always a really favorite moment for me because not only am I getting closer and closer to my favorite places in Iceland, Þórsmörk, but it's also the finish. You can see the ending of Laugavegur Trail. You can see up here is a glacier called Eyjafjallajökull. This one is the one that erupted in 2010, making air flights out of the picture everywhere, like 190,000 flights cancelled. So we're getting closer and closer to Þórsmörk. It's getting beautiful and green. Here we have Mýrdalsjökull Glacier. We are, of course, crossing a glacial river, as you can see. By this time, you're going to be very well skilled by crossing glacial rivers. And also, usually on this time of the year in late August, the rivers are not that thick in volume. The water mostly reaches up to your knees. It's actually really nice because it's cold and you've been hiking a lot, so your feet are going to be very grateful dipping into cold glacial water to soothe them. We use river crossing shoes. As you can see, I'm not wearing any proper shoes. I'm just wearing sandals. So you can basically wear whatever you want. Just any type of shoes. I do not recommend going barefoot because there are little rocks that can kind of hurt you while going through and you want to have a good balance. Ah, look at this. This is Þórsmörk. the Valley of Thor. It is said that Thor, the thunder god, struck his mighty hammer Mjolnir into this valley and created this beautiful dramatic landscape. Now you can see there's a lot of flowers, there's a lot of trees and tall trees, which is unusual for Icelandic terrain. We don't have much trees and forests. So this is kind of the feeling of being in Þórsmörk. And we have the majestic Eyjafjallajökull watching us in the evening. Here's the midnight sun settling down. And we have this beautiful view from Þórsmörk. Of course, Þórsmörk has like 3 hut areas. And of course, I pick the best one that I like. It's called Langidalur. And I love to stay there. We have a barbecue, celebrate, have some drinks, of course. I'm going to show you this video. This is a really cool video that one of my clients recorded of the Laugavegur Trail. So you get a little bit of idea how the length of a trail looks like and kind of where we're going. So her name is Anna, and she had this cool app. This is the day number 1. We just went from Landmannalaugar. I think this is Hrafntinnusker. And then we're going down and to Álftava, or the Swan Lake. This is day number 2. You can see flat, black sand area, totally flat day. Check out the canyon. And then we start day number 3, where we're getting closer and closer to Þórsmörk. And Thórsmörk is over there, this valley here. And this is the day after which we did a little circle in the area of Þórsmörk. But how cool is this? You can kind of see how the trail looks like. And cheers, or skál, like we say in Iceland. We just finished the Laugavegur Trail. Everybody happy and everybody super, super confident with themselves. We're going to stay one night in Þórsmörk because it is my favorite place in Iceland. And also, I think it's one of the most beautiful places. And I want to do a little hike in Þórsmörk so you guys can get to know Þórsmörk a little bit. It is very important. I just don't want to like finish Laugavegur, woohoo, we made it, and then just depart. So I want to have a little time in Þórsmörk and do a little hiking trip in the area. And there's a lot of hiking trails in Þórsmörk. So we just kind of decide what we want to do. It depends on the group dynamics. I have a lot of hiking trails in mind. This one is really nice, actually, where we go up to a Valahnúkur mountain and we see over Þórsmörk, kind of into the valley of Thor. Over here is Mýrdalsjökull, and then further to the right is Eyjafjallajökull. One of my best memories of life is from Þórsmörk, actually. We do a little hike in Þórsmörk, pack our bags, and get ready to depart on the Highland bus out of Þórsmörk. Before we go to the hotel of the night, we are actually going to be visiting 2 sites on the way. And those are 2 waterfalls called Seljalandsfoss, which is a very beautiful waterfall where you can go and walk behind. I mean, how often can you walk behind the waterfall? You can see it here. So you can kind of go all the 360 degrees view of Seljalandsfoss. We're going to take a look at that one, and also Skógafoss. This one is also amazing. They're the same height, but this one is more wider. This is really nice because you have the rainbow here. And then you can approach the waterfall really close. The hotel of the night is actually close by this one. So if you are feeling like more energetic, you can actually go and hike. There's a staircase that leads up to here. Of course, you can't see it. But this area is a beginning of a very popular hike called Fimmvörðuháls, or the 5 cairn neck. And Fimmvörðuháls is a 25-kilometer long hike, and you actually end up in Þórsmörk. Of course, you're not going to be doing all of that, but if you do the first 6 to 8 kilometers of that hike, you do the 1,000 waterfall trail. So if you want to do some later in the evening or early in the next day, we can do that trail. It's beautiful. Then you see a little part of Fimmvörðuháls. Many hikers, after they finish Laugavegur, they continue and do the 25-kilometer hike and end up here. We have not finished the hiking bit of this adventure because the next day we're going to do the coolest thing you can ever do, pun intended, and that is a glacier hike. And we're going to go hiking on Solheimajokull Glacier. Solheimajokull is in the south of Iceland. It's a very popular hiking and ice climbing glacier. It translates to the home of the sun glacier. It is an amazing experience. It is so much fun. It's so beautiful. There is some different type of energy levels on this 900-year-old ice and while hiking it. There's something that's hard to describe, but I always feel like I get like an energy boost while hiking on a glacier. You will get, of course, all the equipment that you need. We will give you crampons, which are these really cool things that you put under your shoes with really pointy things that keeps you from slipping. You're going to get a helmet, one ice pick, and a harness. And then we're going to go and enjoy a 2-hour walk on the glacier. It is up and down. I mean, if you already done the Laugavegur hike, this glacier hike is nothing. It's going to be very easy. Usually we go a little bit slower. We're stopping a lot more, give you a little time to like trust the crampons. And then, of course, a lot of photo stops and more. So this one is really, really good. And this is definitely something you want to do while visiting Iceland, because we have so many glaciers, and glaciers that we have are close to civilization. I mean, we don't need to rely on helicopters or anything to get to the glaciers. We can just drive by the nearest parking lot and then walk, and then off we go. I've been guiding on this glacier many, many times. It's of course always changing because of global warming, and you're going to get a lot of introduction and information of how it's affecting our glaciers. But in total, it's just a really nice bucket list activity to do. This is a beach that is totally different from beaches you guys know. Not only is the sand volcanic black, but it is also a bit dangerous, but powerful. And it's like you are expecting a Viking ship kind of coming closer and closer in the distance. It's really cool beach. And also the mountains there, you can see the basaltic columns formation of the rocks, the cliffs, Reynisdrangar rising up from the ocean. And it's like being on a film set, which this beach has been in. It's been in Game of Thrones and other films, and for a reason, because it's so unique and incredibly beautiful. The day after, we are going to visit the Glacier Lagoon and the Diamond Beach, which is in the southeast. Now, this is also something that you have to visit in Iceland. Of course, we have a lot of glacial lagoons, but the Glacier Lagoon, which is this one, is very unique because the lagoon connects to the ocean. These icebergs float gracefully on the lagoon, but they actually go and travel with the current towards the ocean. And the waves throw the icebergs on top of the black beach there, which we call the Diamond Beach, like this. So we call the icebergs actually diamonds. They can be small, but they can also be massive. I've been walking on this beach when we have like humongous icebergs. You can literally climb up on them. So we're gonna visit these two areas before we start going back to Reykjavik. And there are gonna be small stops when we go to Reykjavik. We're gonna check out a canyon called Fjaðrárgljúfur. We're going to go and see the mossy lava field as well, visit a town Vík, and just do a little stops and before we reach to Reykjavik for the last night and have a nice goodbye dinner. The next day, on our way to the airport, we're going to stop at the Blue Lagoon, another must-visit area. Like I mentioned, we have a lot of bathing areas in Iceland, a lot of hot water everywhere. The Blue Lagoon is very unique because the water is a left water from a geothermal power plant nearby. So it's man-made, this facility, but the water is a leftover water, but it's full of these minerals, especially silica, which is really good for your skin. And you can see we have this silica mask on us. So it is really nice to bathe in this water. And there are many people that have skin problems that really benefit of dipping into the Blue Lagoon once in a while. And even if you have like a certificate that you have like psoriasis and such, you can get a free entry to the Blue Lagoon because it helps you and it's your medicine. So it's really nice to stay a little time in the Blue Lagoon. You get one free drink with your entry. And if you want to upgrade, you can get a massage. And it's really nice. And then after that, it's just 20-minute drive to the airport where we say our goodbyes. This might answer many of your questions, probably. The mountain huts that we stay in, they are all different shapes and sizes. They are all heated. They have electricity, but there's no plugins. It's good that you have a power bank with you so you can plug and recharge your phone or your camera. You can't do so with the Warden, but they charge. And sometimes they actually don't have that much electricity left because it runs by solar panels and they have to keep the electricity for themselves, obviously. Each of the huts has kitchen facility and it has gas stoves for us to cook and heat up water. It also has bathrooms and shower facility. And you pay for the showers. You pay 500 kronas for 5 minutes. And the bathrooms and showers are all separate from the hut where we sleep and eat in. So it's like, here's a hut where we sleep and eat, and here's a little one that we use to have the bathrooms. And so it's like here are the toilets, and here, this is Emstrur. So we have 1, 2, 3 huts that are to rest in and also to cook food. This is like the smallest hut of them all. Usually as a group of 16, we have the hut to ourselves. This is where we sleep and cook and have fun and drink and play games. This is Álftavatn. This is a bit bigger one. This is the old hut, but they did build a bigger hut maybe 5-6 years ago, or maybe a little bit more. Toilets and showers here, the wardens there. And this is a bit older photo, I think. The bar is now somewhere over here. So this is a way bigger hut than what you saw. So they all take in different shapes and sizes. We take off our shoes in the front, and then we wear socks inside or indoor shoes. You are probably going to be sometimes sharing a lot with other travelers. So definitely take earplugs. And it is summertime in Iceland, so it might be a bit still light outside when you go to sleep. So you can use a sleeping mask for the light. There are no curtains. So yeah, there are going to be other travelers sharing this hut with you. There are mattresses there. They're really nice. So you just bring your sleeping bag and a pillow if you like. I usually just roll up my wool sweater and I use that for pillow. Just saves me space. Food and drinks. So in the entire trip, breakfast is always included. When we do the Laugavegur hike, all meals are provided. I will do breakfast for you guys. I usually do like oatmeal with like fruits and such and coffee. And then we make sandwiches for the day to take with us on our day packs for the hike. I have a lot of spread. I have cheese and a ham and vegetables, so we can make like a really juicy, good sandwich. I also bring with me like crackers and biscuits, chocolate, raisins, dried fruits that we can take with us. And I kind of divide it into each and one stay pack so we can kind of nibble on that as well, like a trail mix, peanuts and such. And then in the evening, I cook for you guys. I try to have it as like Icelandic as possible, like this one. This is like an Icelandic meat soup. It is made with lamb and root vegetables and such. So that will be one dish of the evening. I always try to have a lot of vegetables as well. You know, it's not going to be, it's quite hearty, good meals. Also, if you have dietary restrictions, you're allergic, just let me know. I will make an extra one for you guys. Like I said, I've been doing this trail 20 times. I've been cooking for 20 times for big groups, and there's always somebody that is lactose intolerant, gluten intolerant. So I'm quite skilled in making different variation of the dish. So yeah, no problem. Of course, if you want to help me cook, you can do that, like these lovely ladies were doing. So it is fun. I mean, you know, if you want to learn a little bit about Icelandic cuisine and how we cook, this is actually where we have salmon. You can have 4 seasons in one day. This is Iceland. This is both in the same month and doing a hike. This is where we were just peeling off our clothes because we were so hot. And this one we were putting on layers and rain gear because it was raining all the time. And then it can be windy 1 minute and then it can be sunny and nice the next. So yeah, 4 seasons in one day. That's basically what Iceland is. This tour is for everybody. Of course, it's women only. It is for everybody that loves the outdoors, that loves to hike, that wants to meet same-minded women, want to go on adventure. You are okay, physically fit. You are, I mean, this girl was like 15 or 14, and then this lady here was like 73. So it's for everybody that enjoys this type of adventure. This is the one, and this is the bus that we're going to use outside of the Laugavegur Trail. So when we're driving in between hotels and in between sites, we're going to be driving this Viking woman. I'm just going to tell you what to have with you on your day pack. Of course, you have your big suitcase with you with whatever you want to pack with you. But while hiking, this is something that you want to have. So of course, as you can see, this is me, and this is kind of what I wear when I'm hiking. Good hiking boots, comfortable clothes, fleece sweater, and inside of that one, I'm wearing a wool. I always hike in wool. And then I have my sunglasses on because it's sunny. I already put sunscreen on me. And then I have my day pack. In my day pack, I have waterproof jackets and pants. And yes, even on a day like this, like you see, it's like blue sky and sunny, I still take waterproofs with me because this is Iceland and you never know, the weather can change dramatically in few minutes. So I always have my waterproofs with me. On this day, it's probably tucked way down in the backpack. I have a beanie or like a cap or a hat. Of course, a water bottle, which I can frequently fill, if not in a sink, then in a river, a freshwater river somewhere nearby, which is totally safe and fine. You can drink the natural river water in Iceland. You don't need to purify it or put some tablets in it. It is safe and good. So we have water bottle that we fill up all the time, sunscreen, sunglasses, gloves. Gloves are good. Camera or phone, optional, of course. A river crossing shoes. Like I mentioned, just any shoes, whatever. Sandals, teva, old sneakers. Crocs are good. They dry up fast. Me personally, I have like a teva, which is like a sandal. I cross the rivers in them. Then I put them on top of my backpack and it's dry when I arrive to the hut, and I use them as like indoor shoes. Hiking poles are also optional. I do recommend them for river crossings. Many people like to have poles while going through the river. It just gives them better balance. Of course, I will be having my pair with them. So if you don't have yours with you, but you feel the need for using them when crossing the river, of course, I'm going to lend you mine. That's totally fine. But I just like hiking poles because then the entire body of yours is doing the work and it's just nice benefit, strengthening up the upper muscles. Of course, you get food that is provided by us, Viking women, sandwiches and trail mix. And then you have your big suitcase with you, of course, and you can just stuff whatever you want in that one. You're probably wondering, where is my suitcase going to be? It's going to be in a Jeep like this or in a super truck like this. This is going to be our transportation. So each morning when we get ready for the day, we put all the food and all of our suitcases into this type of transportation that drives all of our luggage and food to the huts. So we just have to carry day packs, which is super nice. So in your suitcase, of course, you have clothes to change. You have everything from your sanitary products, your towel, pillow, extra shoes, and basically whatever you need for the entire adventure. What is the best season to visit Iceland? It really depends on what you want to do. But if you're a big hiker and you like to hike, then summertime. Summertime is the time to come. And also summertime is just really nice in Iceland because you have endless amount of daylight. You have not so much crazy weather and wind like we have in winter, and there's no snow around or very less snow. And also it's just like Iceland is just so magical during summertime because we kind of suffer through winter and then finally summer comes and everybody is just so excited and happy. That's my best season. Do I need to be an extreme hiker for coming to the trip? No, not at all. Definitely not. You just need to enjoy hiking and have good mobility in both feet. It's a moderate hike. So it's for anybody that has the passion for hiking. And also maybe you have questions about the glacier hike. The glacier hike is not as extreme as it sounds like. It's also quite easy. I had a 76-year-old woman doing the glacier hike a few weeks ago. She loved it. Do I need any technical mountain glacier gear? No. I mean, the glacier gear is all covered. Technical mountain gear, not really. I mean, just wear good, comfortable boots that have nice ankle support. Good clothes. Do not wear cotton and do not wear jeans. And yes, I can accommodate people with dietary restrictions. The trip duration is 9 days. Technically, it is 10 days because it starts early on August 19th. So you want to be in Reykjavik on August 18th. And on the hotel that is included. So it basically starts once you get into your hotel on the August 18th. And then we have the price. There's a 30% deposit, group size, minimum 8, maximum 16. And included is basically everything. I think it's shorter to say what is not included. What is not included is air flight and sometimes lunch and dinner. But included is, like you see, an experienced local hiking guide with extensive knowledge of the area, 6 days of hiking and glacier exploration, 3 days of sightseeing and easier walks, transportation, accommodation, breakfast, meals, equipment, Seafood Lagoon, Blue Lagoon. Thank you so much for having me again. It's always a pleasure and a lot of fun.